typed in healthy weight loss smoothie on Google, Pinterest, and Instagram, and unfortunately, most of these are making a ton of mistakes that are going to actively work against your weight loss goals. So let's first start with Google. So one of the first articles that pops up when I search healthy weight loss smoothies is an article with 40 healthy breakfast smoothies on women's health. Now, even just without looking at the ingredients itself, you can see from the nutrition facts it lists that each of these are pretty high in sugar. So let's take this sixth recipe that they provide. One serving of this smoothie uses 1 full mango. It also uses 1 full orange, also 1 apple, and then also mango kombucha. And that's really all that's in here. Already mango is extremely high in sugar. Apple is one of those more moderate sugar fruits. And then citrus fruits can sometimes be used depending on your carbohydrate sensitivity. But the problem with this smoothie is that all of this is combined. So you actually get a ton of sugar in this smoothie. Not to mention the base of the smoothie is using kombucha. And let's just take a look at what a mango kombucha. How much sugar is in that? Probably a common one is going to be GT Dave's. Looks like 1 bottle has 20 grams of sugar just from that bottle of kombucha. So the second really big mistake here is the base that you're using. I'm starting to see more commonly a lot of smoothie recipes, especially like trendy healthy smoothie recipes, are using things like kombucha. And if you're already struggling with a weight loss goal, adding more sugar into the mix is just going to keep that insulin level high and keep the body more in that storing mode. So instead of using the high sugar fruits, opt for lower sugar fruits like berries. And instead of using a sugar dense liquid base like kombucha or like fruit juice, you can use a 0 sugar alternative like coconut milk, almond milk, hemp seed milk, cashew milk, or even just water. Okay, so now let's check out Pinterest. All right, so one recipe that I found on Pinterest, and this one is specifically deemed as a weight loss smoothie, is this banana oatmeal smoothie. Now, something really great about this smoothie is that it does use unsweetened almond milk. So already we're not making that first mistake that we saw in the women's health smoothies. But a problem with this smoothie is that if you look at the base, it's still largely all just coming from these starchy, sugary components. And if you are more carbohydrate sensitive, these higher sugary, higher starchy components can really have that big impact on the storing hormone insulin. Depending on the person and their individual carbohydrate sensitivity, some people can have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to the sugars or the starches and being able to achieve a weight loss goal. But especially if you've seen that you're using a lot of these ingredients and you're not seeing progress, this is a really easy place to adjust. So a simple swap with this smoothie would be to remove the oatmeal, which is a significant source of starch, and then to use a half of a banana instead of a full banana. That would obviously cut the sugar in half. So it does have a lot of things right going on with this smoothie. For example, it is actually using a protein source. And if you are looking to achieve a weight loss goal, a huge mistake that you're making with your smoothie is you're not adding in a protein source. Protein is the #1 most important nutrient for satiety, which is that sensation of feeling full and satisfied. And when you're feeling more satiated, it can help prevent sugar cravings that would actively work against your weight loss goals. Now, I always like to use a full serving of protein in my smoothies to make sure I am getting all the protein I need, but that's also because I do recommend using a meal structure and not snacking, which if you're curious on your protein needs, you can check out this video right here. I have a really simple calculation that you can use. So one easy adjustment here is just to increase to a full serving of protein powder to make sure you're getting full satiety, because protein is also needed for a body recomposition goal, which is where you're losing fat, but you're not losing muscle. Now, something else that it's really doing great here, it does include a fat source, which we did not see in the previous smoothie recipe. So it does include flaxseed. It also includes peanut butter. Now, flaxseed is both a great source of fiber as well as fat. Peanut butter is a great source of fat, and it also has a little bit of protein in there too, albeit from an incomplete source. The other really big mistake I see all the time when it comes to smoothies is that people are not adding in a fat. Fat is required to stimulate the satiety hormone CCK, also known as cholecystokinin, and you need both protein and fat in order to feel full and satisfied and prevent the snacking and sugar cravings later on. It also turns out that fat does not greatly spike the storing hormone insulin, making it a really good option if you are looking to achieve a weight loss goal. Now, the big problem here that you can probably see with this smoothie is the optional addition of the 1 tablespoon of honey. Now, just that 1 tablespoon of honey adds in another 18 grams worth of sugar. And this is from a pure added sugar source. You don't even really get any of the benefit of the fiber that you get with fruit. And if you are carbohydrate sensitive or even insulin resistant to some degree, then removing sugar sweetened drinks, which this is what this is when you're adding honey into your smoothie, is one of the first things that you really should be focusing on, because sugar sweetened drinks are so easy to absorb that sugar and get that big spike in insulin, and then shift the body out of fat burning and into fat storing instead. Okay, so next we have Instagram. Now some of these actually aren't bad. There can be some great options on here. Shameless plug, you can check out my own Instagram account. But there's one really key, last important mistake that I'm seeing with a lot of these smoothies that I found on Instagram. And you can see it with this smoothie recipe right here. Now the big problem here is that this smoothie is combining fat and sugar sources. This is often called the bliss point when you combine both fat and sugar. In the smoothie, you get sugar from the honey, of course, as well as from the dairy milk. And 1 cup of dairy milk has about 12 grams of sugar from lactose. So if you combine that with that 18 grams worth of sugar from the honey, that's about 30 grams of sugar just with that base. But on top of that 30 grams worth of sugar, as well as whatever's in the banana too, you also see this combined with the peanut butter. So you get the fat and the sugar combined, and this is where you can get that bliss point. The point where it can tell your body to eat more beyond what your body actually needs, because it can enter into this almost addictive cycle. It can bypass those satiety cues and make it so that you're going to want to crave more beyond what you normally would have craved if the sugar was not included. This is why it's so difficult to just eat 1 serving of ice cream, because it has both the fat and the sugar component to achieve that bliss point. But for this smoothie, it's actually pretty easy to adjust this one to help it achieve your wellness goals, because it does include Greek yogurt, which is a really great source of protein. It includes the peanut butter, again, a great source of fat. But to get the sugar content lower, you can simply just remove the honey, as well as use an unsweetened nut milk as the base. This will ensure that it provides the protein, the fat, and if you throw in about a tablespoon of chia seeds or flax seeds in there, you also get a good amount of fiber too. Now you can check out one of my favorite smoothie recipes that follows these principles with this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.